You are about to listen to another presentation of Raider basketball on your home for Raider sports, WWSU 106.9 FM. Raider up. Raider Nation, welcome to the Irvin J. Nutter Center here on this Saturday evening. We are 3 wide tonight. I'm Parker Testa, joined here by Scotty, Kramer, and Shea, Neal, both gentlemen to my left. We got a fun one tonight, guys. We have Oakland here at the Nutter Center. We're going to have a blast tonight. Oakland, one of the teams atop the Horizon League right now. They come in off a heartbreaking loss to the Northern Kentucky Norse last night down in Highland Heights. Greg Campy got ejected from that game last night, but last time out for the Raiders, last night, Wright State went on a 14-point run late in the first half and never looked back. They downed visiting Detroit Mersey last night, 90-59. 5 Raiders finished in double figures. Wright State tallied the 14 straight points over a 4.5-minute stretch and closed the first half on an 18-5 run. Grant Basile had a huge game last night, guys. 14 of his 29 in the first half, 12 for 15 shooting, 5 for 6 from the free throw line. He also became the 22nd member of Wright State's 500 rebound club last night. Tanner Holden had 15. Braun, Wellage, and Calvin all with 11. So, big night for the Raiders last night. Disappointing night for the Oakland Golden Grizzlies last night. Both teams, one coming in off a high of a big win last night, lots of momentum, and another team coming in looking to get revenge. What do the Raiders got to do tonight to beat this very hot Oakland team?
Grant Basile still has to be hot. We've seen him have a great past few games. We saw him win with a little bit of a rough stretch in the first half of a couple of games, but we've seen Grant Basile do really good these past few games. But Tanner Holden also has to get some points on the floor. I think Tanner Holden's going to drop for about 22 points tonight. Him and Grant Basile are going to be lights out against this Oakland team.
Well, you know, in big games, Grant Basile and Tanner Holden are the 2 stars of this program, and I think they step up on the big stage tonight. I think the difference in this one is that third piece, that third player that steps up. Is it Tim Finke? Is it Trey Calvin? Is it Andrew Wellage, who balled out off the bench last night? Or is it a guy like James Manns that Scott Nagy is finally going to let loose and maybe make an impact down the stretch? So I'm really excited to see who steps up and helps out Batman and Robin, because as good as Batman and Robin are, you need those friendly citizens to help slow down crime in the city.
Oakland Golden Grizzlies, they come into this one off of an 87-78 loss to NKU last night. Jalen Moore's buzzer beater from deep captured his 24th point of the night that sent the team to overtime. Moore is second in the nation in assists per game with 8.3. But there's 3 players on this roster, guys, that are very good. Jamal Cain, Jalen Moore, and Trey Townsend. Jamal Cain has a team-high 19.9 points and 10.3 rebounds per game, having 12 last night with 14 rebounds against the Northern Kentucky Norse. Trey Townsend leads the Horizon League in field goal percentage with 54.6, averaging 15.5 per game. And Parrish is coming into this game off a career-high 20 points last night, breaking his previous record of 19. The Golden Grizzlies are 104th in the NCAA net rankings after last night's loss. They're 73rd in the RPI after last night, dropping 11 spots. So this team is very solid team, and they've been good all year long. And Greg Campy, in his 38th season, talk about longevity, is in his 38th season at the helm of this Golden Grizzlies team. So tonight, what are we expecting from Oakland?
Well, I think it's interesting that this team, unlike Cleveland State, very different from Cleveland State. Cleveland State plays about 12 guys in their rotation. Oakland plays 6 or 7. We had 3 guys in this roster, or in the starting lineup last night, play 45 minutes for Oakland. So these guys could come in tonight pretty tired. But I'm willing to bet that Oakland's the only team in college basketball that has 2 freshmen that combine for 26 points per game. Trace Townsend, Micah Parrish are outstanding. Throw in Chris Conway as well, who's a talented big true freshman as well. But we know what this Oakland team brings to the table. Jalen Moore, maybe the best true point guard in the nation. And then you have Jamal Cain, the guy who came out of nowhere off the bench at Marquette and turned into maybe the best player the Horizon League's seen in years.
Jamal Cain has been absolutely awesome this year. And like you mentioned, a lot of these players don't get off the bench too much. We see 6 players in for the most part, 4 players getting above 30 minutes of action. And then we also see 4 players who average double digits as well.
Yeah, Horizon League standings where we sit right now. We've talked about the Big Four here over the last month, and that's Cleveland State, Oakland, Wright State, Northern Kentucky. That's the order of the conference right now. Cleveland State leads the conference at 11-2. Oakland's 9-2. Wright State's 10-4. Northern Kentucky 8-4. But if there's a team out of those four right now, gentlemen, who are you betting to go on a run here late in the year?
Definitely Wright State. We've seen Grant Basile start to pick it up after having a little bit of a cold spot in the middle of the season, but Grant Basile has been lighting it up, and so many of these Wright State players have been popping off. A.J. Braun, Trey Calvin's looked tremendous. We've seen everything from Tanner Holden per usual. Wright State's going to be the one to hop to the number 2 seed for sure, at least.
I'm going to go quick so we can get our score predictions in, but I totally see Wright State getting hot down the stretch. I think all four of these teams stay hot down the stretch, but if I got to bet on one, I'm betting on the most consistent one. The team that's been the best defense 2 years in a row, has improved their offense, and has the most seniors in the conference. I'm going Cleveland State if I got to pick one.
Definitely respect that one.
Time for score predictions, gentlemen. Tonight, who wins? Who's your leading scorer? Shea, go ahead.
I'm going to go with the Raiders pulling out a shootout. Wright State 84-81 over the Oakland Golden Grizzlies. Jamal Cain impresses. I think he has 26 and 15, but I think Tanner Holden drops a clean 28, and the Raiders take it by 3.
Man, almost dropping 30 points. Well, for me, I'm going to pick the Wright State Raiders to win this one. 88-84. Tanner Holden drops a solid 22 points. Grant Basile gets 26. Grant Basile is also going to have a double-double with 11 rebounds as well. Wright State's winning this one.
Yeah, I think the Raiders win this one tonight as well. I think Tanner Holden goes off tonight. He'll have 23. Raiders win this one 85-80 here at the Irvin J. Nutter Center. So with that, folks, we're going to step away for the national anthem and starting lineups. And when we come back, Raider basketball is on the air. Don't go away. We'll be back in just a few minutes on WWSU 106.9.
Hey, what's going on? It's Kev Nash from Hot 102.9 and 1410 Wing AM, and I'm a proud alum of WWSU. You're listening to Wright State Raiders Sports right here on WWSU 106.9 FM, where the Raiders play.
Raider basketball is on the air. Welcome to the Irvin J. Nutter Center here on this Saturday evening. As Jason, I have to yell over Jason here during the starting lineups. It's the Oakland Golden Grizzlies. It's the Wright State Raiders. I'm Parker Testa, joined here to my left by Scotty Kramer and Shea Neal. Starting lineups for both teams tonight. First for the Oakland Golden Grizzlies, the 6'7" forward junior graduate, the 6'7" graduate student forward from Pontiac, Michigan, number 1, Jamal Cain. The 6'6" freshman guard from Detroit, Michigan, number 3, Micah Parrish. The 6'6", 222-pound freshman from Oxford, Michigan, Trey Townsend. The 6'5", 182-pound freshman from Upper Marlboro, Maryland, number 13, Osei Price. Rounding out the lineup for Oakland, the 5'11" junior guard from Cloverdale, Indiana, Jalen Moore. For the Raiders, in the middle, it's 00, the 6'9", 225-pound junior from Pewaukee, Wisconsin, Grant Basile. Trey Calvin, the 6-foot junior guard, 165 pounds from Glendale Heights, Illinois. The 6'6", 185-pound junior guard from Wheelersburg, Ohio, Tanner Holden. The 6'9" freshman from Dayton, Ohio, A.J. Braun. And rounding out the lineup, the 6'6", 215-pound junior from Champaign, Illinois, number 24, Tim Finke.
All right, gentlemen, just almost underway here in the first half of action.
Basile and Townsend meet at midcourt, standing on Rowdy Raider.
I'm interested to see how the Raiders try to defend Jamal Cain. I think he's too big for Holden, and he's too fast for Basile and Braun. So this could be a lot of, mixing and matching to try and slow down number 1.
This is going to be a big rebound game for Jamal Cain tonight.
Whistle blows, and we are just about ready to get underway here. Ball goes up. Tip is won by Oakland, and here's Jalen Moore.
It looks like they're going to start with Finke on Jamal Cain. About the same size mismatch. We'll see how the strength comes into play.
Townsend goes over to Price. Price guarded by Braun. Back to Moore, top of the key. Calvin on him. And they're going to get it over to Townsend. Townsend spins on Basile. Shot, no good. Rebound goes to Grant.
Great defense by Grant Basile there. Make sure not to let the spin move to the inside for the easy layup.
Here's Calvin, right wing. guarded by Parrish. Calvin gets it to Basili. Basili throws it out of bounds, and the Raiders turn it over on their first possession.
Looks like it was touched on Tanner Holden there, so that's going to be Oakland Golden Grizzly basketball.
Yeah, and that's unconventional of Tanner. That was a pretty good pass, and it just kind of slipped through his hands.
It's bound to happen in the game of basketball.
Jalen Moore will bring it up for Oakland. Greg Campy, the head coach for the Golden Grizzlies in his 38th season. Here's a kick out to Price.
Go pump fake. Here comes a mid-range jumper. That shot is good by number 4, Trey Townsend, for the first points of the game here for the Golden Grizzlies.
And I don't know a ton about the freshmen around America, but 16 points per game in your true freshman year is pretty insane.
It's not bad.
It's not bad at all.
Calvin, top of the key, guarded by Parrish. Gets it to Basili on the right wing. Inside, Braun. Braun backing down Townsend. Braun puts one up. No good. Fight for the rebound, and Parrish comes away with it.
2-0 Oakland early on. Parrish swings it more. Kane working in the right corner, guarded by Basili now. Parrish at 3. That's short.
Rebound goes to Townsend, though. He's working his way. Kicks it back outside to Moore. He's guarded by Calvin. Moore at the top of the key looking for a pass.
2 years in a row, Jalen Moore's led the nation in assists.
He's looking for something here. Working his way. Here comes a mid-range jumper. That's no good, but here goes another rebound to Jamal Kane. Kicked it out for the 3. That one's too much. Rebound going to Tanner Holden.
Yeah, I like that shot by Kane. Open three-pointer, just a little bit strong there. Here's Calvin. Calvin spinning, gets it to Basili on the right wing. Back to Calvin, top of the key. Calvin for 3, got it!
Nothing but net on that 3. Great pass from Grant Basili.
As this year's gone on, Calvin's just gotten better and better, both shooting and defensively. Trey Calvin's really emerging as the point guard that Scott Nagy told us he was 2 years ago.
Averaging about 11 points a game. He's definitely worked for his role.
Raiders take their first lead tonight, 3-2, as there's a 3 from Moore that's no good. Rebound Basili.
How about that recovery by Trey? Got his ankles broken, but still got up.
Yeah, still got a shot contested there.
Yeah, absolutely. Tanner Holden in the corner. Guarded by Moore, back to Basili. Inside they go to Braun. That's a good matchup. Braun, no.
Unlucky bounce there. Rebound goes to number 1, Jamal Kane. We're going to say his name a lot tonight.
Shot looked good off of Braun's hands right there. Just goes a little bit left.
Here comes Townsend. He kicks it out. Pump fake. Working his way to the inside, and that's no good. Gets his own rebound. And one for number 3, Micah Parrish for Oakland.
And Parrish just followed the shot, got his own rebound, able to put it up, and A.J. Braun caught in the wrong spot. That's going to be called a foul all day.
And Oakland got away with a travel right there by Townsend. And I think that's what the crowd was kind of groaning about there.
Yeah.
We're going to see Keaton Norris sub in for number 12, A.J. Braun.
Norris, the 6-foot, 165-pound freshman from Hilliard, Ohio.
Very gracious 6 foot.
Now this is becoming a more common trend in college basketball, but Oakland is one of the teams that just does not go for rebounds on free throws. All 4 guys were back there on that shot.
5-3 Oakland.
That's going to be an early foul on Kane. That could be big.
Defensive foul called on Jamal Kane.
Now Kane does not have a lot of flaws, but one of them is he's fouled out 4 times this year. This is a guy that does get into foul trouble from time to time.
He's a very physical player.
He fouled out again last night as the Oakland Golden Grizzlies dropped the game in Highland Heights against the Norse. Here's Norris inside to Calvin. Over to Holden on the right wing. Back to Calvin. Swings it. Norris on the corner. 3. Good.
Stepped on the baseline.
He stepped out of bounds, so that's going to be a turnover. Oakland Golden Grizzlies basketball.
Yeah.
That was a good shot, though.
And that's a tough break for Oakland because Norris put that shot right through.
Yep. Jalen Moore bringing the basketball up here for Oakland, guarded by Trey Calvin. Moore passes inside to Parrish. Back out to Moore, going to the inside. Back out. Here comes the 3. That one is no good by Townsend. Oakland stays with the basketball. Kicks it back out for Moore. Here comes a 3 from Moore. That one's no good. Rebound going to Holden.
And that's going to be a defensive foul on Oakland.
That's on Parrish, and already that full court press is producing some contact from both sides. But I'll tell you what, the last 2 rebounds there on that sequence by Kane and Holden, they both just jumped higher than anyone else in the building. And I mean, it's not a secret who are the 2 most athletic dudes on the court tonight.
Keaton Norris bringing the basketball up here for the Raiders. Raiders down 3-5 right now. Trey Calvin back over to Norris.
And now we've got the matchup we always wanted. Holden on Kane here on this possession.
Back over to Calvin going to the inside to Basili. Basili's looking for something. He's double teamed. And we're going to see another defensive foul by Oakland. That's their third in the span of about a minute and a half.
And that's on Kane. That's going to be his second.
Our officials tonight are Brad Claus, Bobby Daw, Michael Griffith, and that'll bring us to the under 16 break. Oakland 5, Wright State 3. We'll step away as the Golden Grizzlies lead the Raiders here at the Irvin J. Nutter Center. We'll be right back. You're listening to Wright State Raider basketball on your home for Raider sports, WWSU 106.9 FM. Back here at the Irvin J. Nutter Center, where Oakland leads the Wright State Raiders 5-3 with 16 minutes even to go in the first half. Parker Testa, Shea, Neal, Scotty Kramer alongside with me.
I'm surprised that wasn't a defensive foul, but that's going to be out of bounds on Oakland. Thanks, man. It's going to be Wright State basketball still.
We're going to see Holden inbound here. Holden inbounds it to Finke on the left wing. Inside here, Basili lays it up, no good. And
Micah Parrish with that rebound.
Parrish comes away with the rebound.
Is that Browdy? Moore with the basketball here, guarded by Calvin.
Rowdy Raider comes and says hello.
Jalen Moore with it on the right wing. Guarded by Calvin. Moore yet to score tonight, as is Kane.
Blake Lampman's in the game as well. Moore working his way to the inside, and that's going to be a defensive foul. I believe it's going to be called on number 1 for Wright State, Trey Calvin. They're going to call it on Keaton Norris, actually. It's his first foul of the game so far. Team second.
And Oakland with 3 fouls already in this game, 2 of them
from Jamal Kane.
Belonging to Kane. Here's an inbound for Trey Townsend.
Here comes a mid-range jumper from Moore, and that is nothing but net for Jalen Moore.
And it's a common, stereotype that because he leads the nation in assists, he doesn't shoot. He still averages about 12, 13 a game, so he can score.
Here's Keaton Norris on the left wing. Moves left, passes, Holden top of the key. Back to Norris on the left wing. Holden top of the key. Back and forth here do the Raiders go.
It's a copycat league, folks, and ever since Cleveland State shut down Wright State with the zone, we've seen 3 straight games with teams playing zone defense.
And that's going to be taken away by Oakland.
And a foul on Holden.
Jalen Moore was kind of able to step in and intercept that, but there was going to be a foul by Tanner Holden.
That'll be Tanner's first foul tonight as Andrew Wellage and A.J. Braun check in for Basili and Finke. We're going to see an inbound here to Jalen Moore.
Parrish with the basketball, guarded by Holden. Parrish gives it over to Moore, guarded by Calvin. To the inside to Parrish. Parrish working his way to the inside, and that's a great play by number 3, Micah Parrish on Tanner Holden.
Yeah, nothing you can do there if you're Tanner. That's just, he gave his best defensive effort, but, Parrish too good right there.
Out over to Wellage. Tanner Holden in the middle, almost lost the basketball.
Yeah, Holden got
going
bumped.
over to Calvin. Calvin working his way to the inside.
Braun is fouled on the way up. Calvin thought about a 3 right there, but gives it to Braun inside, and Braun will go to the line.
Turned out to be a smart move for Trey Calvin. We're going to see A.J. Braun at the line.
They're going to call that foul on number 13, Osei Price, his first.
A.J. Braun on the season about 60% from the free throw line. First one is up. That one's no good.
And
high bounce.
And one thing that we've seen from Wright State this year, they're a pretty solid free throw shooting team. They rank, where I just had it, where'd it go? They ranked 26 in the country in free throw percentage, something that we're not used to seeing from a Wright State team.
A.J. Braun missed both of his free throws.
Announcer's jinx never fails.
It never fails.
I knew it was going to happen. And it's always me, isn't it?
Well, you didn't do it. I did it.
One of us. Jalen Moore with the basketball, guarded by Calvin, working his way to the inside. Good steal by the Raiders, but it ends up staying with Oakland. Micah Parrish is able to get that and score quickly as Oakland's up 11-3. Trey Calvin working his way to the top of the key. Good move by Calvin, working his way, trying to get that backward shot. That's no good. Rebound to Holden. A.J. Braun tried to get the rebound. That one's no good. They did not call a travel on that. That should have been a travel on Jalen Moore.
Scott Nagy screaming at one of the officials right now.
Kind of looked obvious to me.
It's very obvious travel, but it's a no call.
Blake Lampman to the inside for Townsend. Townsend mid-range jumper. That one's no good. Rebound going to Trey Calvin.
Calvin, Raiders want to run. Here's Holden. Holden driving. Back out to Calvin. Calvin thought about a three. He won't.
He should have taken it.
He really should have.
Yeah, that was a wide open shot. Here's Welledge for three on the left wing. No. Rebound goes to Price.
We're going to see Jalen Moore with the basketball, guarded by Welledge. Working his way to the inside. Good defense by Welledge, but Jalen Moore just able to get to the inside. Oakland up by 10. Comes Norris, Keaton Norris. A lot of press defense here in the zone by Oakland.
And Wright State struggled with the zone all year, like I mentioned. Cleveland State did it, and it worked. So ever since then, we've seen Detroit do it, and we've seen now Oakland start to do it as well.
Elite passing here, mid-range jumper for Trey Calvin, nothing but net. Trey Calvin's doing all the scoring for Wright State as he has 5 points.
Yeah, and that's the Raiders' second bucket tonight. They're 2 for 7 from the field.
Both teams a little bit cold to start this game off, but Oakland's been heating up. Here comes Jalen Moore, guarded by Calvin. Over to Townsend, guarded by Braun. Here comes Townsend to the inside. Looks like there's going to be a reach-in foul.
That's going to be called on Braun. That'll be his second.
Jamal Cain with 2 fouls, and now we're going to see A.J. Braun with 2 fouls as well. So we're going to see Grant Basile check back in for A.J. Braun.
Scott Nagy not happy with the officiating so far in this one.
Can't blame him at all.
He's letting all 3 officials have an earful.
Well, we've talked about the worst thing in basketball is not a bad official, it's an inconsistent official.
Here goes Moore. That three's no good. Rebound going to Basile.
Here is Keaton Norris bringing it up for Wright State. Calvin on the right wing. Calvin back to Norris. Calvin top of the key. Norris left wing.
Norris is looking for something to open up, guarded by Townsend.
Norris working left, gets it to Welledge on the left wing. Welledge inside Basile. Basile lost it briefly, gets it to Calvin in the corner. Calvin, step back, mid-range jumper, yes!
Trey Calvin, 7 points. Raiders have 7 points. Trey Calvin's making some noise here in the first half.
And the Raiders score there, but something I've noticed why they're struggling with the zone is because they're refusing to take open outside shots. They're not going to stop playing that press zone until you start taking those shots.
There's a long three that's no good from number 11. That's Lampman. Welledge at the top of the key, poked away, fight for the basketball is kept alive by Oakland, and that's a turnover.
That was not a smart pass from Andrew Welledge. Here comes to the inside. It's going to be a no-call foul for Jalen Moore.
And that'll bring us to the under 12 break. 11:03 to go. Oakland 13, Wright State 7. We will step away very briefly, folks. Actually, no, just kidding. We're going to keep it here. 13 points for Oakland, 7 points for Wright State. And early in this one, and we've seen this all year from the Raiders, that they have struggled against the zone defense all year long. That zone defense has given them just fits. And it continues to be the story tonight. Oakland has put a zone defense on, and Wright State not able to punch through very often.
It just seems like they're nervous. Anytime they are open on the arc, they don't want to just take that quick three. They want to try to find that wide open man. And sometimes when they do that, they still don't take the three. They just try to do a pump fake and work their way to the inside. And typically, they haven't had much success doing that. That's why they've been unsuccessful in the zone.
Ditto. I mean, I don't blame you two for tuning me out, but I mentioned right before this timeout that you got to eventually take those open outside threes because they're just going to keep doing what they've been doing. And Cleveland State really, I think, got in the head of this team offensively because the turnovers and the lack of ability to get it inside, other teams are starting to do it, and it's really making this Wright State offense beatable.
So 13-7, Oakland leads the Wright State Raiders. We appreciate you hanging out with us on this Saturday evening here on WWSU 106.9 FM. Parker Testa, Scotty, Kramer, Shea, Neal is the trio in the broadcast booth for you tonight.
And early on, Jamal Cain with 2 fouls, A.J. Braun with 2 fouls. A lot has gone wrong for the Raiders so far, yet they only find themselves down 6. So see what they can do out of this timeout.
Tell you what, this Nutter Center Wi-Fi has been pretty poor.
It certainly has all year long.
More inside over to Micah Parrish.
Next media timeout, we might have to bust out the hotspot, gentlemen.
Looks
agree.
that way. As we're going to see Jalen Moore at the top of the key here.
Guarded by Calvin. Great poke out by number 1, Trey Calvin. Trey Calvin's had a pretty solid start to this first half.
Townsend will come in as well as Chris Conway.
Going to be subbing in for Will Shepard and Shea Price.
Still no Jamal Kane.
Micah Parrish to the inside mid-range jumper. That one is easy in for number 23, Chris Conway. Thank you.
Calvin works his way left, gives it off to Holden. Holden top of the key. Now they get it to the corner to Finke. Finke will let it fly. That is off. Rebound Holden. Holden puts it up and in.
Tanner Holden's first points of the game come off a nice rebound.
And that's what you got to do to beat the zone. Take those outside shots, and then you get a chance to get the positioning in the paint. Nice play by Tanner Holden, and nice shot by Tim Finke, even though it didn't go in.
Holden now has 3 rebounds so far. Here comes a shot. That one's off the backboard and in for number 11, Blake Lampman. Trey Calvin with the basketball here for the Raiders. Over to Wellage. Back out to Calvin. Over to Wellage. Tim Finke in the corner. Across the court pass for Trey Calvin. Trey Calvin's going to shoot that 3, and it is wet. Trey Calvin now has 10 points for the first half. You think his back hurts much, Shea? He's carrying this team right now.
He is, and Calvin's hot shooting early on has really saved the Raiders. They could be down 12, 15 points right now if it wasn't for the great play of Trey Calvin so far. He's keeping them in this one for sure.
Trey Calvin's just one of those players that can be super hot at any time and just get you 10 points in 10 minutes just like he has. Here comes a 3, and that one is money for number 11, Blake Lampman. Oakland up 20-12 in this one.
9:08 to go, first half here from the Irvin J. Nutter Center. Oakland 20, Wright State 12, and there's another turnover by Wright State.
As Jalen Moore's bringing the basketball up for Oakland. He's looking for a screen here. Guarded by Calvin. Good pass, but that's going to be lost.
Taken away by the Raiders, but kept alive.
Andrew Wellage almost had
Oakland.
possession of it. Here's Moore, guarded by Holden. Jalen Moore has been doing a lot with the basketball here tonight. Back out to Moore on the arc. He's going to shoot a 3. That one's no good. Rebound going over to Tim Finke.
And they're going to get it to Tanner Holden. Tanner goes right to the rack and lays it in.
Such a smart player. Didn't even go for the dunk. Nice hesitation by Tanner Holden in the air to get that easy bucket in, as he has 4 points so far in this game.
The double clutch. You love to see it. Here comes Lampman. He's been heating up. He steps back, takes another one. Got it.
Oh, my gosh. Blake Lampman now has 8 points as he has 2 back-to-back threes. He's looking hot. He's keeping that lead for Oakland, 23-14.
Calvin brings it up. Here's Holden on the left wing. Holden moving right. Double team comes. Here is Finke in the corner. Thought about a 3. He won't. Gets it across court to Wellage. Wellage for 3. Yes!
Andrew Welch for 3. Wright State is only down 17-23. We're starting to see some other Wright State players get incorporated into the scoring.
And these are 2 good offenses, and we're going to see these 2 offenses go back and forth a lot tonight.
That looks like it's going to be out of bounds.
That one's tipped out of bounds. That brings us to the under 8 break. Oakland 23, Wright State 17. We'll step away. Don't go away on WWSU 106.9. We're back at the Irvin J. Nutter Center. Oakland leads Wright State 23-17, 7:42 to go in the first half. Parker Testa, Scotty Kramer, Shea, Neal to my left as we're back in action with Oakland has the basketball.
Jamal Kane back in the game. He's going to take an early 3. That one's a little too far, going to Grant Basile for the rebound. Thanks, man.
Right in the hands of Grant Basile. Thank you, Alex, the assistant SID here at Wright State. Here's Norris. Norris kicking to Holden. Back to Norris on the right wing.
Norris looking for something to develop here as he gives it over to Finke.
Finke, top of the key, gets it inside.
Good pass.
And Calvin thought about a 3. He probably should have taken it, but he won't. He'll get around Parrish. He puts one up.
Rebound going to Oakland.
Yeah.
That is number 3, Micah Parrish with the rebound.
Unlucky bounce there for Trey Calvin.
Tried to do some ISO ball, didn't end up working out. Parrish. Guarded by Calvin. He's still at the top of the key looking for someone to pass to or something to open up. He's just trying to play on Trey Calvin, and that's going to be an offensive foul on Micah Parrish.
Wright State basketball.
So Wright State gets the basketball back with 6:48 to go in here in the first half.
A little bit less scoring than we expected here.
Yeah, defensive battle here early on in this one.
Seen 4 fouls by both teams so far as well. 2 players having 2 fouls, that being A.J. Braun and Jamal Kane.
Here is Trey Calvin. Gets it over to Tanner Holden. Tanner Holden back to Calvin. Calvin for 3. No. Rebound goes.
Wright State, Tanner Holden with the rebound. Gives it over to Basili. Graham Basili's looking for something.
Good hustle play by Tanner there. Keeps it alive. They find Calvin. Let's try again. Got it!
13 points for Trey Calvin. He is on fire this first half.
And that's not going to show up in the stat sheet, but that's a hustle play by Tanner Holden that gets the Raiders 3 points.
Some noise is getting generated here in the Nutter Center as Wright State's only down by 3. We're going to see a player fall here, and that's going to be an easy basket for Trey Townsend for Oakland.
Under 6 to go in the first half. Here's Keaton Norris. Keaton Norris over to Trey Calvin.
Calvin's looking for something to develop here. Gives it over to Holden.
Holden top of the key back to Calvin. Calvin's been on fire tonight. Can he continue his hot streak? Here's Finke. Finke for 3. No. Rebound Holden. Holden goes back up and lays it in.
Tanner Holden with 6 points now on the game. Tanner Holden with 2 offensive rebounds, back-to-back scoring plays for the Raiders.
Raiders down 3 here. 25-22, 5:21 to go first half.
Jamal Kane yet to take a shot tonight. Raiders have done a nice job on him. Tim Finke's done a nice job on him.
Contested 3, man. What is with him today? He now has 11. Him and Trey Calvin are just ripping threes.
Here's Keaton Norris on the left wing.
Well, this is a guy that averages 7 a game. I don't know if it's just him being different today.
Norris for 3. Got it!
Keaton Norris now on the board with his first 3 of the night. Makes the Oakland lead only 3 points now.
Wright State Oakland trading a pair of trays over the last few minutes.
Townsend with the basketball.
Quite literally, Trey Townsend and Trey Calvin.
Townsend over to Lampman. Lampman for another 3. Finally, Lampman misses as Tim Finke gets that rebound.
Here's Norris. Over to Calvin. Calvin thought about a 3. He'll go inside. Shot from the mid-range. Yes!
Trey Calvin with 15 points.
Raiders have come all the way back to cut it to 1. And the crowd's showing some love for it. Banana Man's on his feet.
Trey Calvin averaging
on his
about
peel,
a point.
I don't know. What is that?
He's averaging about a point a minute at this rate. Blake Lampman's going to rip another 3, and that is wet. 14 points. Blake Lampman, Trey Calvin. They're just matching each other here. This is just a shootout now.
Lampman's on fire tonight. That is his 4th 3-point attempt. He's made 3 of them.
Calvin trying to respond. Here we go.
Another shot by Calvin. That one's just unlucky, but nice putback shot by Grant Basili. Grant Basili's now on the board with his first bucket.
I think you might have spoke too soon when you said defensive first half. Because they are heating up inside the Nutter Center.
Hey, man, I'm all for it. Get the fans involved a little bit.
31-29, Jalen Moore. Finke's done a great job on Jamal Kane.
He really has.
Here's Lampman again. Can he continue his hot streak? Moore driving.
Good pass.
Kicking.
And Finke steals it.
Taken away by Finke.
Watch his vertical. Tim Finke with a nice jump for the turnover.
Sneaky athletic is Tim Finke.
They did not see Finke right there. Maybe it's the camo uniform. We shall see. Finke kicking. Shot from mid-road range. Yes!
Nothing but net for Tim Finke. He is now on the board.
Defense to offense for number 24, and we're tied inside the Nutter Center.
Jalen Moore guarded by Tim Finke.
Yeah, now you've got Calvin on Kane. Here we go.
He's
Double
team
team comes, offensive foul
by Jamal Kane.
And Calvin lets out a scream.
Jamal Kane now has 3 fouls here in the first half.
That brings us to our under 4 media timeout, but we're going to keep it right here. We're having too much fun. It has been all offense over the last few minutes for both of these teams. Both teams locked at 31 with 2:47 to go in the first half.
Yeah, and I mean, Trey Calvin, like we said earlier, this team would be down 15 points right now if Trey Calvin hasn't played the way Trey Calvin has played. Calvin kept it close, and now some other players are starting to reward him for it. We've seen Norris hit a three, we've seen Finke play great defense, and Tanner Holden started to wake up a little bit too. So now the Raiders starting to join the party a little bit, and because Calvin put the team on his back, we've got a good one.
Tanner Holden with those back-to-back offensive rebounds, both ended up with points. Trey Calvin like with the 15 points like you mentioned. If it wasn't for Trey Calvin keeping him in this, I don't know if we'd be seeing this game tied almost going into the half.
These last 4 minutes, or last 3 minutes, I should say, of the first half are going to be crucial. Can Oakland respond to this rally by the Raiders, or can Wright State secure the lead going into the break?
I mean, honestly, Wright State has played some great defense, but Blake Lampman, he's just made a bunch of contested threes. Not much else you can do when a guy's shooting like that. You just got to let him cool down. So Blake Lampman now has 14 points. Wright State's defense hasn't been bad other than trying to guard Blake Lampman.
And in all honesty, that looked like a frustration foul by Jamal Cain. He saw that the smaller Trey Calvin was on him, tried to force some of that strength into him, and Jamal Cain has not had a fun first half here inside the Netter Center, and that's a bad third foul to pick up.
He has 3 fouls, 0 points.
He hasn't even taken a shot yet.
Blake Lampman with 14 points, 5 for 7 shooting, 4 for 6 from the three-point line. Trey Calvin with 15 points already off 6 for 10 shooting, 3 for 4 from beyond the arc.
Blake Lampman's the only guy making the threes for Oakland, as Jalen Moore is 0 for 4. Everyone else that has shot a 3 is 0 for 1. Trey Calvin, like we mentioned, 3 for 4 from the arc. He is 6 for 10 here in the first half. He's been on fire.
And Jamal Cain has yet to score tonight. He's only taken 1 shot. It was a three-pointer that was off the mark. And Michael Parrish, 7 points off 3 for 5 shooting, 6 rebounds, 2 assists already for the freshman from Detroit.
Back out on the court are your Raiders. Oakland's about to break their huddle as well.
And returning to the floor for the Raiders, it'll be Basili, Holden, Norris, Calvin, and Finke.
Raider basketball, a chance to take the lead after the foul by Cain.
Raiders have possession, 2:44 to go, first half, locked at 31 apiece.
The good news for Oakland is you can give Cain a little bit more breathing room or time on the bench than you usually do, because Lampman is playing on another level right now.
Here's Norris, top of the key. Norris kicks over to Finke in the corner. Finke thought about a 3. He won't. Now drives on the baseline. Back out to Norris. Norris kicks over to Finke. Finke for 3. No. Rebound. Tanner.
Oh, my gosh. That would have been insane.
Tried to slam it home, but couldn't quite get it to go down.
Tried to do the right-hand tomahawk off the rebound.
That would have been insane. Brody Parker with the basketball here for Oakland, guarded by Norris. Parker passing over to the left side. That's Lampman. Back over to Parker. And it looks like that is going to be... They're going to call the foul on number 4, Keaton Norris, defensive foul. And Scott Nagy is not happy. He is screaming at the officiating crew.
Scott Nagy is irate, and I don't think we haven't seen him this frustrated all season.
And he's got to be careful or he's going to get teed up. And the Raider fans are with him.
Yeah. Officials have definitely not been on Wright State's side, at least to say. Both teams have 5 fouls, though. Basili with a nice tip. Townsend, though, has the basketball. Townsend looking for something. Working his way to the inside. He kicks it back out. Here comes a 3. That shot, nothing but net for Brody Parker.
Brody Parker's not even a guy that plays all that much, but he's come in and he's instantly made an impact.
And this coaching matchup is one of the best in the conference. Scott Nagy, Greg Campy going back and forth, trading blows between two teams tonight. And here's Calvin on the top of the key. Calvin driving, spins around, shot from mid-range, no. Fight for the rebound, tipped up, and it's out of bounds. Raiders keep it.
Looks like that was out on number 13, Osei Price. Trying to maintain possession, but taps it out there before it goes out of bounds.
Finke and Basili were battling for it underneath. Raiders able to keep possession as well, which will come in for Keaton Norris.
And these second chance opportunities are ones that you have to capitalize on.
Calvin Not that time. Holden fight for the rebound. Tips it to Calvin.
Wellage on the top of the key. Gets it to Holden down low. Holden driving. Layup. No. Rebound. Fought for and taken by Brody Parker.
Raiders had 3 opportunities on that possession. Could not get one to fall.
As we drop under a minute to go in the first half.
Brody Parker guarded by Trey Calvin. Parker's looking for something. Passes it to the inside. Townsend. Guarded by Vasily. Townsend going to be blocked by Vasily as Andrew Wellage gets the rebound. He is able to maintain the possession as he passes to Tanner Holden. Calvin.
The Raiders want to run here. Calvin moving right. Hands it off to Tanner Holden. Back to Calvin on the left wing. Right wing. Inside to Vasily. Vasily backing down, and he lays it in.
It looks like he lost the basketball and just kind of tipped it right in. Great play by Vasily as we have 25 seconds left in the first half.
And this matchup has lived up to the hype. Oakland by 1, and Campy wants to draw up a play here to end the first half.
21.1 to go in the first half. Oakland by 1, 34-33. And what a night. And what a crowd we have at the Irvin J. Nutter Center for a Saturday night.
Yeah, it's pretty good, especially with how bad the weather is. So bad, like yesterday I couldn't even be here like playing.
Well, today your car's still underneath a mountain of snow.
I still can't drive here. Shout out to Parker Fraley for that ride, man.
I just got my car out today for the first time in 3 days.
This is why you drive big SUVs, folks.
Exactly.
Got mine out in 20 minutes.
My Hyundai does not like the snow, man.
Scotty, you and I have a very similar car. We had very similar stories.
Yeah, I know.
As we see both teams return to the court here with 21.1 to go, Oakland will have possession, and they can hold it for the final 21.1 if they choose. As Greg Campy giving an earful to the official. These officials are hearing it from both sides of the court tonight.
Very tight game so far. Both teams have 5 fouls, and Oakland is only up by 1 point as Jalen Moore brings the basketball up for Oakland. Here goes Moore. They're just going to let the clock run down a lot, try to get a last-second shot. It's going over to Townsend, back inside to Moore, and that's going to be out of bounds.
And now the Raiders are going to get a shot for the lead going into the locker room.
8.6 seconds. Wright State is down by 1. We're going to see Brody Parker sub in here for number 34, Jalen Moore. Andrew Wellage.
It'll be Finky.
I thought he was going to sub in, but I don't know if I thought he was already in.
It'll be Finky to inbound, joined by Wellage. Here's Calvin. Calvin moving quickly. Double team comes, loses the basketball, fight for it, and there's a foul.
I think it's going to be a defensive foul on Trey Calvin.
I think you're right. Yep, it's going to be on Trey.
Held his arms as he was trying to get the basketball.
So 4 seconds on the dot to go in the half. Oakland by 1. We're going to see Jalen Moore back into the game. Parker will check out.
I say if you're Oakland, you just try to get on the arc for Blake Lampman to shoot a 3 before the half. He's been almost lights out tonight.
Lampman is in the game. We're going to see Moore to inbound. Moore inbounds to Townsend. Kicks out, and they're going to have a shot. No good. And that's how we go to halftime. At the break, Oakland 34, Wright State 33. This one's lived up to the hype, folks. The WSU Raider halftime show is coming up here in about 10 minutes. Don't go away. We'll be back. You are listening to Raider basketball right here on WWSU 106.9 FM. Second half action coming up next. Let's get this win right. Halftime here at the Irvin J. Nutter Center. Oakland leads Wright State 34-33. And then both teams got out to a slow start offensively, but late in that first half, both teams caught fire. Blake Lampman has 14 points for Oakland, and he is the leading scorer for the Oakland Golden Grizzlies. Trey Calvin with 15 for Wright State. He leads all scorers. So, Scotty, this team is back, or both these teams are back and forth, especially to end that first half. What does Wright State got to do to seize momentum going into this second half?
I definitely think playing the same defense they did for the last few minutes stretch there. A lot of the points there at the end of that half were scored by Blake Lampman. They played some tight defense on him as well. He was just getting crazy shots, able to get those in. So honestly, if they go into the second half playing that same defense, I think they'll do very good because their scoring at the end of that second half pretty good. They were able to start getting it to other players rather than Trey Calvin. We saw Grant Basile get a couple of baskets in. Tanner Holden had a couple of nice offensive rebounds, which led to points. So as long as they're able to disperse the ball better and it's not all just Trey Calvin, keep up that same defense. They're going to be solid, man.
Wright State shooting 46% from the field to Oakland's 45%. Wright State 14 of 30, Oakland 14 of 31. So very evenly matched going into this second half. Wright State had their biggest lead. That was 1 at the 17:51 mark to go in the first half. Oakland's biggest lead was 10 at the 12:54 point in the first half. Biggest run for Oakland is 11. Biggest run for Wright State is 6. Oakland has led this game for 17 minutes. Wright State has led for 43 seconds in this game. So far, Wright State has 5 turnovers. Oakland with 6 turnovers. Oakland 14 points in the paint. Wright State 10. Oakland 5 second chance points. Wright State 9. Wright State has 2 points off fast breaks. And Oakland, how about this, Scotty? Getting 19 points from their bench in that first half.
Yeah, and that's something we're not expecting is all the scoring from the bench for Oakland. We typically see 4 players get 30-plus minutes a game, but with Jamal Cain getting early foul trouble, we haven't seen him in much, and that's where we've seen Blake Lampman come in. We've seen Brody Parker come in and score as well. That's why we've seen the bench for Oakland score a lot, which we're not used to seeing, is due to foul trouble here by their star players.
We're going to step away. Halftime is coming up next, folks. Stay with us here on WWSU 106.9.
Hey, what's going on? It's KF Nash from Hot 102.9 and 1410 Wing AM, and I'm a proud alum of WWSU. You're listening to Wright State Raiders Sports right here on WWSU 106.9 FM, where the Raiders play.
(34-33) as we enter the second half. Oakland leads. I'm Parker Testa, joined to my left by Scotty Kramer. Shea Neal is also with us, but he's socializing somewhere else. He'll be back here shortly, but here's a 3 from Finke, and he drills it.
Nice start. Tim Finke with that 3. First points of the half for the Raiders as they now take a lead, 36-34.
And this is Wright State's first lead since the 17:51 mark in the first half.
Not sure what happened there. Not sure if there was some type of offensive foul or what, but play under review potentially. I don't know what they would review.
Maybe if one of the officials over at the scores table. And there's a technical foul called on Micah Parrish.
I didn't see that one, but we're going to see Trey Calvin go to the line for 2 here. Calvin so far on the night has 15 points. His first free throw's up, and that one's money as he now has 16.
Raiders a chance to go up by 2 possessions here if Calvin can hit this second free throw.
Here's Calvin. Free throw is up, and that one is good as well. Trey Calvin on the night so far to start the second half as well. 17 points. Wright State is up 38-34 as we are 28 seconds into action of the second half. Ball goes inside to number 34, Jalen Moore. Moore is guarded by Trey Calvin. Moore's looking around, passes inside, and that's going to be an easy layup for number 4, Trey Townsend. Speaking of Treys, here's Calvin. Passes over to Finke. Finke with the pump fake. Gives it back out to Calvin.
Calvin on the left wing, right wing, passes Holden at the top of the key. Hands it over to Finke on the right wing. Finke, step back, 3-pointer, no. Rebound, Braun. Braun goes back up, layup,
that one's no good.
Rebound goes to Jamal Cain. So 2 chances right there for the Raiders, and they can't convert.
Jalen Moore with the basketball for the Golden Grizzlies, guarded by Calvin. Moore working his way to the middle. He's going to rip a 3. Jalen Moore, that one's nothing but net.
And Oakland has scored the last 5 after the Raiders took a 4-point lead. They lead by 1, 39-38. Here's Calvin. Calvin over to Basile. Basile inside Braun. Braun takes the bounce. Double team comes. Braun lays one up. No. Rebound Finke. Back out to Calvin.
Calvin looking for something to develop over to Finke. Finke, 3. That one's no good. Rebound going over to number 1, Jamal Cain.
And Oakland
Here's Moore.
with possession here. Both teams trading blows, blocked by Braun.
Great block by A.J. Braun as Wright State's only down by 1. Here's a pass to the inside to Finke.
Finke inside, bounce pass over to Holden. Holden driving. Holden lays one up. No, rebound goes to Oakland, and it is
Lampman with the rebound. Well, here comes Jalen Moore. He's giving it to Kane. We have not said his name at all tonight. 3 fouls, 0 points. He has a few rebounds. And here comes an oop. That one's no good. And they're going to call a defensive foul on number 24, Tim Finke.
Wright State's number 24.
That's Wright State's first team foul of this half.
That's his first personal, team's first this half. At the line.
We're going to see Jamal Kane to the line.
See if he can get his first points of the night.
Kane has yet to score.
Shooting about 85% from the free throw line in the season. His first free throw attempt is up. That one is off. And that's where the commentator's jinx comes into work, Parker.
There you go.
We're going to see Keaton Norris sub in for number 12, A.J. Braun. Keaton Norris had a little bit of action in the first half. He had a nice 3. Here's Kane for a second free throw attempt. That one is up, and that one is in. He now has a point on the board.
Kane gets his first point to drop. Rowdy Raider student section is here and in full force tonight. Here's Finke inside Holden. Holden shot from the free throw line. No. Rebound Kane.
Wright State a little bit cold now in the shooting department. Here comes Moore. Jalen Moore. At the top of the key. Still with the basketball. Gives it over to Kane.
Wright State has gone cold here. They're shooting 1 for 7 to start the half.
Townsend with the ball, guarded by Vasily. Goes back over to Moore. Moore has touched the basketball more than anyone tonight. Going back to Townsend. Townsend working his magic on Vasily. And man, Trey Townsend with a nice shot over Grant Vasily is now they are up 42-38.
Wright State needs to get something going here. They've gone cold to start the half. Here's Holden in the corner. Double team comes. Holden cross court. Finke.
Here's Finke.
For 3. No. Rebound goes to number 13, Price.
Wright State very cold to start this half.
Shooting 1 for 8 to start the half.
Here's Jalen Moore working his way to the inside. He kicks it out. Here comes a 3, and that one is good by Osei Price. And here comes a fast break opportunity. Tanner Holden and one opportunity. Tanner Holden doing what he does best in the paint. He's going to go to the free throw line for 1. I tell you what, Parker, we see Tanner Holden do that almost every game, if not every game, 2-3 times a game. He is a wonder in the paint sometimes.
Yeah, Wright State with a chance to cut the Golden Grizzly lead to 4 here.
Welcome back, Shea.
Oh, thank you.
And Holden makes the free throw to cut the Golden Grizzly lead to 4.
Holden now has 9 points on the night, right behind Trey Calvin, who's dropped 17. Of course, his 2 points of the half coming from the free throws. Here's Townsend, gives it over to Moore, or to Lampson. Over to Moore again on the right side. He's guarded by Calvin. Here comes a mid-range jumper from Moore. That one's in and out. Tanner Holden with the rebound.
16 minutes to go in the game. Tanner Holden with the basketball. Raiders down by 4, 45-41. Here's Finke in the corner. Finke, cross court. Calvin working on Osei Price. Calvin, Norris, back to Finke. And that's going to be a defensive foul on Oakland.
And I'll tell you what, before we hit this media timeout, I mean, there wasn't much doubt that Oakland wasn't a good team heading into this, but it feels like Oakland's made a lot of mistakes tonight and played not their greatest game, yet they're still up 4 on the road in a very tough environment against a very good team. I think this Oakland team's really good.
They definitely are able to keep a lead in this with their star player having 3 fouls in that first half. Their bench has really stepped up in this game.
No doubt about it.
Under 16 minutes to go, 45-41, Oakland leads. We'll step away very briefly. Don't go away. Don't go anywhere. This is WWSU 106.9. Back here at the Irvin J. Nutter Center, 15:45 to go in the game. Wright State 41, Oakland 45.
Thanks, man.
I'm Parker Testa, joined here to my left by Shea, Neal, and Scotty Kramer. As the Raiders have gone cold to start the half, shooting just 2 for 10 from the field.
Tanner Holden had a nice and one. He's got them on the board a little bit here in the second half.
And Oakland with possession.
This is Micah Parrish, guarded by Holden. Parrish, top of the key. Trying to make a move here. Gives it over to Osei Price. Over to the inside. Here's Townsend. Trey Townsend working his way in.
That's going to be a foul called against Basili. And what I like about Townsend, this is a true freshman that's going against one of the best bigs in the Horizon League. He's not afraid to back him down.
There's been no ounce of fear in this guy. He's not afraid to get into the paint to try to score.
Well, Townsend, a big guy himself, 6'6", 222-pound freshman from Oxford, Michigan.
Kane
Wow.
throws it up and in.
Not much else you can do on that. That's just a great offensive play by Jamal Kane. First field goal of the night. Surprised to say that, honestly.
And we knew it was only a matter of time, and that's about as impressive of a first shot as you'll
Norris
see. Calvin fakes it.
Kicks. Calvin falls down.
They're going to give him a travel.
It looked like he tripped over his own feet there. Tried to go a little bit too quick.
And that's the third or fourth time I've said it tonight, but I wish Trey would just pull the trigger on those threes and quit pump faking them.
He's been trying to pump fake all night, and maybe that's a sign. Start taking the threes.
Pump fakes only work when you eventually shoot.
Over to Trey Townsend here for Oakland. Over to Jamal Kane. Jamal Kane, oh my gosh, he's starting to warm up a little bit here. He now has 2 field goals back-to-back.
Oakland leads by 8 here, 49-41 with 14:40 to go in the game. Here's Norris back to Calvin on the top of the key. Norris, right wing. Norris over to Calvin on the left wing. Finke in the corner. Thought about a 3. No, he won't. Holden lays it in. Nice pass from Finke.
Elite pass from Tim Finke. Tanner Holden now has double digits as he has 11 points. 2 Raiders have double-digit scoring. That's Trey Calvin and Tanner Holden. Here's Jamal Kane with the basketball. Over to Townsend at the top of the key. Nice tip by Trey Calvin.
That foot never hit the line. I'm surprised.
Me too. Here comes a 3 from Parrish. That one's no good. Rebound going to Tim Finke.
Raiders want to run here. Here's Calvin. Over to Norris. Norris thought about a 3. Calvin in the corner for 3. No. Rebound. Fought for and taken by Jamal Kane.
Jamal Kane with, I believe, his 5th rebound, 6th rebound of the night.
But I like that shot from Trey Calvin.
I do too. I wish he'd do it more. Down low they go to Kane. Kane's hit the last 2 shots for Oakland. He finds Townsend this time. Townsend the drive. Finding Kane.
And I got to say, Trey Townsend has kind of been the man in the court other than Blake Lampman. Definitely in the second half, Trey, did I say it right? Yeah, Townsend.
And we're going to have an official review here. Greg Campy not happy about something. The bucket was good, but I wonder what they're reviewing here.
That's what I was wondering as well. I expect this to be a quick one.
I think they're checking for offensive basket interference. I think Kane hit the net before the shot went in.
So as of right now, the bucket will stand 51-43 as Oakland has an 8-point lead. But we'll see coming out of this officials review what the call is.
Oakland shooting above 50% on the night. They've done very good.
We appreciate you hanging out with us tonight on WWSU 106.9. Parker, Testa, Shea, Neal, Scotty, Kramer. Alongside.
Can't blame you for staying home, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Too much snow out. I barely got here, so if you're not in the Nutter Center, you're just listening to us, I respect it, man.
Absolutely.
It was a mission to get here.
wherever you may be listening, we hope you are safe and sound and warm.
And your PJs and your cocoa.
There you go.
I could go for some cocoa, honestly.
Gentlemen, I was invited up to the presidential box up there in section 217, and there's quite a party up there, man. We've got Foundation Building CEO Scott Rash up there, Dean of Students Chris Taylor's up there, President Edwards is up there, my mom is up there.
It's an elite group.
That's a party, man.
Sounded like Muscle Man from
If I wasn't on the broadcast tonight, I'd be hanging out up there. They got the Duke North Carolina game on a flat screen TV. They got this going on. They got a giant bucket of popcorn. I mean, they know how to throw a party.
Hey, you guys want to
up
move the broadcasting equipment real quick?
They know how to throw a party
Honestly,
up there.
yeah.
We'll move our booth up there.
There's a fireplace up there.
That's right next to where we sat last year, so it wouldn't be a whole lot different.
At least we'd be more courtside.
More center.
Yeah, rather than, did that shot go in? Anyways, I do like where we're at now. I love being back in the OG spot.
There was nothing worse than the arena horn going off in your ear.
Oh, yeah, that kind of sucks.
Suffer some secondhand hearing loss.
Hey, I'm just honored that we were able to come in here and broadcast the games, though, when no one was allowed to be here.
Absolutely. And Wright State did a heck of a job in controlling that. So the basket will stand, and Wright State has possession. Here's Norris. Norris, double team comes. Norris gets around. Norris passes. Basili for three. Yes!
3-pointer for Grant Basili, his first of the night.
And Grant hasn't had as much success from beyond the arc as he would have liked to this year, but that one was nothing but net. Looked absolutely flawless.
Over to Townsend here, and that's going to be a nice poke by Grant Basili, but it is going to stay as Oakland Golden Grizzly basketball. Take a little bit of time off that shot clock.
18 seconds on the shot clock. As Oakland leads here by 5, 51-46 with 13:07 to go in the game. Inbound is to Kane.
Finke tipped it, and Finke's Kane's going to get it back, but great defense by Finke. That burned 5 seconds off their shot clock.
Tim Finke's played really good with tipping that basketball so far tonight. Here comes a three, and that one's no good. Speaking of rebounds, there it is to Tim Finke.
And Finke out-jumps Jamal Kane there. Very rare to see somebody out-jump Jamal Kane.
Here's Holden. Basili loses the basketball, gets it back, puts it up. No, rebound goes to Parrish.
Unlucky bounce there. Now we're going to see Jalen Moore bring the basketball up the court here for the Golden Grizzlies.
The last 3 scores by the Grizzlies are from Jamal Kane. Parrish no good. Townsend tracks it down. Offensive rebound, second chance for the Golden Grizzlies.
He kicks it over to Lampman at the top of the key. Lampman's working his way to the inside. Here comes a mid-range shot, and that one is good. That's his first points of the half as he now has 16 points.
We appreciate hanging out with us on WWSU 106.9 on your Saturday evening.
Here comes Keaton Norris. Gives it over to Wellage. Andrew Wellage looking for something. That ball gets tipped, and that's going to be Wright State basketball as it gets tipped out of bounds.
12:03 to go.
53-46 is our score at the Nutter Center.
Wellage inbounds it to Keaton Norris. Norris with 12 to shoot. And Norris is trapped now, gets it to Holden. Back to Norris. Keaton Norris down low, Basili. Basili backs down Kane and puts it up and in.
That's just size advantage there. Great move by Grant Basili. Did a little spin move to the inside for the layup.
As athletic and as strong as Jamal Kane is, he's only 6'7" at the end of the day, and Grant's still got to like that matchup anytime he gets it.
Grant Basili, tallest man on the court, showing it there. Jalen Moore with the basketball at the top of the key, guarded by Morris. Moore taking it nice and slow. He's working his way to the inside here. And that's going to be a defensive foul. I believe it's going to be called on 00 Grant Basili.
We'll see, they're going to call it on Finke.
They are going to call it on Finke.
53-48. We hit a media timeout here at the Netter Center. Wright State trailing 53-48. Next home game will be against the Northern Kentucky Norse on Super Bowl Sunday. I'm still mad at why they did that. That's so stupid.
Well, I don't think it would have been a big deal, but little did they know that the Cincinnati Bengals would be in this Super Bowl.
Hey, boys, I'm not the only one with a Hawaiian shirt tonight.
Those Wright State Hawaiian shirts are those are solid.
You got to get the athletic department to give you one of those.
I need one. I feel like I could convince them.
Hey, and you got a good friend over there. One of them holding his Seattle Seahawks sweatshirt on over there.
Represent, homie. I can't tell who that is.
Hawaiian,
I love them, though.
Hawaiian and Seahawks. Are we sure that's not Scotty's best
friend?
friend?
Where am I at? Show me. Let me just hop on cam over there, bro.
You wearing the Sig Ep hat tonight, Scotty?
No, that's my MTV one.
Oh, I gotcha.
Breaking out a little bit of pink tonight.
You've also got a Sigma Phi Epsilon hat.
Yep.
Shout out to Sig Ep.
Shout out to Sig Ep. Love those dudes. I got like 20 different hats, man. I always come to the Nutter Center with something different.
You and Parker always repping the hat game.
Always.
I was telling my mother and Mr. Rash about our upcoming spring break trip to Cleveland.
Yeah.
We're going to be going to a Cavs game, going to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, the Pro Football Hall of Fame. It's going to be a good weekend of sports with some boys.
I haven't been to Canton yet. I really, really want to go.
It'll be us three and our good friend Christian Peters. Should be a good time.
Christian's going to be the lifeblood of that party. I promise you that. Christian's a hoot. You can catch Christian hanging out with us for that Northern Kentucky game next weekend.
Yeah.
Definitely do not want to miss out on that game.
No, you do not. What a day for the sports world. Wright State NKU at noon. You get like 2 hours to breathe, And then the Bengals, yes, the Cincinnati Bengals are playing for the World Championship.
Still unbelievable, man.
They're playing for the World Championship.
I'm a Hawks fan, but I gotta love, Cincinnati right now. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, that connection has been stunning, at least to say this year.
Well, when I think of the Bengals in the Super Bowl, I always think of that meme where it's like, I don't know how the heck we got here, but we're here.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel as a fan. It's like, felt like every week they should have lost.
Yeah.
But here we are.
I don't think you can be mad knowing that if they do lose this game, because they made it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
First playoff win they've had in 31 years,
and they're
right?
so young. It's there's a good chance they get back.
Yeah, right.
But I think when you look at it, I was on
Thanks, man.
I was on Team Chase versus Penei Sewell back in the draft. But even me, a guy who really wanted Jamar Chase, did not think we'd be drafting potentially the greatest rookie receiver in the history of the NFL.
Over 1,500 yards.
And maybe already a top 10 receiver in the NFL.
Potentially, yeah. Stunning rookie year, least to say. Offensive rookie of the year, easily.
Right. And he's like, as soon as he stepped foot in Cincinnati, Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow fixed the Bengals overnight.
Wright State
Great team build around them.
shooting 33% here in the second half. Jalen Moore misses his first free throw. Student section on their feet, and he misses his second.
Got to thank the student section for that one.
Absolutely.
Couple brick posters in the student section. They came to play here tonight.
Big Scott Nagy head in the student section as well.
Bandana Michael Scott always makes an appearance.
And, of course, Banana Man.
Grant
Basile
Basile.
lays it up. No, rebound, gets his own rebound and puts it back in.
Grant's starting to warm up in the second half here, folks. He's up to 11. Raiders back within 3.
And that's what he's done a lot this season. Had a little bit of a quiet first half, has an absolute stunning second half in most of these games.
That's a good recipe for success for the Raiders. You have Holden or Calvin take over the first half. Basile in the second half wears out the defense. I like that recipe for a Raider win.
Townsend loses the basketball, but that rebound goes to Jalen Moore, who's able to get the layup.
That's the third score tonight by Oakland, where it's just kind of been an unlucky bounce off a tip by the Raiders. So that's really the difference so far. It's just a couple plays that have gone Oakland's way versus Wright State.
Here's Tanner Holden at the top of the key. Holden over to Norris in the corner. Norris for 3. Yes!
Keaton Norris! How about the freshman? Nothing but net. And a little bit of the point back to the bench. He's like, hey, I got it.
Keaton Norris now at 6 points. Keaton Norris is 2 for 2 on the arc.
And Norris comes up big right there, and the Raiders desperately needed a bucket. Norris provides.
Lampman trying to go down low. It's tipped. Townsend gets it back. They find Kane, Jamal Kane. Pretty finish inside.
We barely said his name in that first half, but now he has 9 points.
We've entered the second half of the second half here at the Irvin J. Nutter Center. Oakland 57, Wright State 53, 9:46 to go.
Norris.
Nice defense by Kane.
Now you guys are doing it. 50
right?
for 3, no. Rebound goes.
Unlucky bounce.
And it's going to be Raider basketball.
Raider basketball.
They
believe
say
that's gonna be
Kane
it.
tipped it over Holden.
Yep.
Scotty, Shea, and I did that at least 3 or 4 times in our last broadcast.
Hey,
so-
man, we usually have some pretty good chemistry. It gets a little crazy when we have
We
three
might
guys
have too
up in
good
here.
a chemistry, folks.
Yeah, right. Grant
Basile.
Basile, there we go again.
And he's fouled on the way up, and he'll go to the line.
Can't make it up, folks.
We've done so many games over the years that, I mean, we know each other better than probably our parents do at this point.
Honestly.
And what better to, improve chemistry than 2 nights in Cleveland?
We're going to watch some basketball, go to Pro Football Hall of Fame. Grant Basile's
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is going to be a lot of fun, too.
Yeah, no kidding. We're going to have a nice little spring break. I'm really looking forward to it.
My brother's a big rock and roll guy, so Casey, if you're listening, you're an L. Shout out to you.
Oh, my gosh. You did not have to do him like that.
Basile
Second
knocks
free
down
throw.
a pair. And, gentlemen, I throw this
Oh,
out
my
here.
gosh.
There's a great burger place in Strongsville, about 30 minutes south of Cleveland, that I'm going to make sure we hit on the way
All
up
right,
there.
bet.
It's called The Rail,
Okay.
and it's got some of the best burgers you'll ever have in your life.
I'll hold you up to that. Lampman with the basketball. Gives over to Townsend. Townsend working his way to the inside. Kicks it back out to Moore. Moore going inside to Kane. Kane's going to be fouled on the shot by Tim Finke.
I think he went straight up there.
I think
that's
so,
a soft
too.
Soft call.
I agree with that.
I almost said SoCal instead of
SoCal?
soft call.
Wrong college, bud.
Speaking of SoCal, spring training, probably 8 months away.
Well, here's a sign that I love that I see in the student section right now. It says, Real Oakland is 2,600 miles west of here.
Oh, I see it behind the backboard. Yeah.
That's a great sign
Yep.
right there.
Yep. Look at Banana Man spin in the spiral.
Didn't matter as Kane knocks down both of his free throws. He now has 11 points.
This kid's good, man.
Golden Grizzlies by 4, 9-10 to go in the game. And here is Basili. Double team comes. Basili goes up. No. Rebound fought for and taken by
Parrish.
And I know Grant's been heating up in that second half, but when the double team comes, I don't want to see you force it. A double team on Basili means there's an open Raider on the arc.
Jamal Kane with the basketball, gives it over to Townsend. Townsend looking for something to develop, gives it over to Jalen Moore. Come back out to Lampman. Lampman's been a little quiet here recently. He has a 3 in this half. Kicks it back out to Moore. Moore is guarded by Trey Calvin. Trey Calvin's taking a little bit of a breather, too, in the scoring department. Tried to jump into it for the foul, but he did not get that call.
Guys, that would have been a foul last year, but that's the new rule where you can't jump into somebody.
Him. That's a great rule to establish, too. Good pass to the inside. Great
what a feed! Tim Finke!
Great feed by Tim Finke. We've seen a lot of great defensive plays. Now he's working some magic on the offense. Great find to Grant Basili.
You guys hear the term pass up a good look for a great look? Finke just passed up a great look for a perfect look.
Tremendous play by Tim Finke and Grant Basili there. Great team chemistry.
Raiders within 2. Nutter Center is rocking right now.
Moore, tough shot. Kicks it to Kane. I'm sorry, that's Paris, and he walked.
He's out of bounds.
How about immediate timeout?
That brings us to the under 8 timeout, and it comes at a big time for Wright State as they've seized momentum over the last few minutes. 59-57 Grizzlies. We'll be back on WWSU 106.9. You're listening to Wright State Raider basketball on your home for Raider sports, WWSU 106.9 FM. 59-57, Raiders have seized momentum at a rocking Nutter Center tonight. It is the Oakland Golden Grizzlies by 2. I'm Parker Testa, joined here by Scotty Kramer. You guys need to talk for a second so I don't voice crack again.
Hey, I got you, man.
I'm also here.
Holden.
Shea Neal is alongside with us.
Holden, let's tie it up.
And one opportunity. That's what that man does all the time. Tanner Holden.
Was that on Kane? No, they're going to say that was on Townsend. I was going to say if that's Kane's 4th.
They'd have to sit him at least until there's 4 minutes left. This is a close game. Tanner Holden has an opportunity to take the lead.
So I feel like at this point, with how close it is, Kane's just going to keep playing until he gets 5.
Kane, Parrish, and Townsend all have 3 fouls.
Tanner Holden misses that free throw.
A rare miss from Tanner right there.
Yeah,
we're tied at 59. Here's Jamal Kane, 7:35 to go.
Jamal Kane's been heating it up. Here goes Townsend. Townsend with the...
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my gosh, that would have been disgusting.
That's why he started his career at Marquette.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, here's Jalen Moore.
That's also why he's supposed to go to the NBA after this year.
No kidding. Lampman over to Moore. Moore's guarded by Calvin. We are at a tied game, folks. Here comes Moore. He's guarded by Calvin.
Good defense.
Gives it to Townsend. They're looking for a traveling violation.
And another play where the Raider coaching staff wants to travel.
Scott Nagy not happy, and he hasn't been very often tonight.
Osei Price is going to be subbing into the game here. We're going to see number 4 for Oakland, Trey Townsend at the line. He has 8 points tonight. Going to be shooting 2.
Townsend's first free throw, yes.
Nothing but net. Now we're going to see Osei Price sub in, as we're going to see Blake Lampman go to the bench.
And Oakland with 3 players back on the other end of the court. No shot for a rebound, like Shea said earlier.
And he knocks them both down. Gentlemen, on my way into the arena tonight, I walked past Jamal Kane as he was going back into the locker room. This kid's a pencil. He's so tall, but he's very
athletic.
He's very, very thin. He's an athletic freak, but he's so thin. If he can put on 20 pounds, this guy's going to be in the NBA.
Calvin for 3, no. Rebound goes to Jalen Moore.
That was a great pass by Tim Finke as well to find Calvin on the other side of the court. Unfortunately, that one does not fall in.
Oakland by 2, 61-59, 6:48 to go.
It's Parrish.
We did it again.
I know. We're going to do it all night, man.
Now it's the announcer's jinx. Now that Parker said it, we're doing it.
Exactly. Rebound going to Tim Finke. Here comes Norris. Fast break opportunity. Here comes Tanner Holden to the basket. Tanner Holden too much, though. Rebound to Basili. Basili loses it. And that's going to be a foul called on number 34, Jalen Moore. Almost lost my breath there with all that.
That'll be Moore's second. And Basili's going to get to go to the line with a chance to tie it up. Grant now all of a sudden out of nowhere up to 15 points, and if he knocks them both down here, he can tie Trey Calvin for the team lead.
Grant Basile had a great second half so far. We have 6:31 left to play, too. Super tight game. This one's going to go down to the wire.
Isn't it also crazy that it feels like Jamal Cain's been absolutely shut down for like 80% of this game?
And he's still got 11
And he's
points.
still 2 rebounds away from a double-double.
Raiders with 3 in double figures. Calvin 17, Basile 15, Holden 13. As we approach 6:20 to go in the game.
Jose Price swings it to Cain. Cain with the ball guarded by Finke. Finke's done an outstanding job on Jamal Cain tonight.
When you only allow him to 11 points, you know you've done a pretty good job. Intercepted.
Taken away by the Raiders. Keaton Norris. Keaton Norris, he is fouled.
I believe
They're going to call a offensive foul there on the Raiders.
They're going to call a carry there before the foul on Oakland.
Huh.
Raiders turn it over.
I'm pretty confused.
I thought he carried because his arm was hit, but
I don't know. The officials have not been too friendly with Wright State so far in this game.
Micah Parrish hands it off to Jamal Cain. We go under 6 to go.
Townsend with the basketball. Over to Price.
That's a block on Keaton Norris. That'll be his third.
Wright State now has 6 fouls on the day. They are down by 2 with 5:51.
This one's lived up to the hype.
Really has. It's been a great game here on Saturday.
5:51 to go in the game. Oakland by 2, 61-59. As Cain gets the inbound.
This is a big, big game as we head down the stretch of the Horizon League season.
Townsend looking, gives it back to Moore. Moore at the top of the key, guarded by Calvin. Moore looking for something to develop. He passes to the inside to Townsend. Townsend guarded by Basile.
Block!
Basile with the block.
Rejection by Grant. Calvin loses the basketball, gets it back though.
Great
inside
pass.
to Grant. That's an
And they're
offensive foul.
going to call an offensive foul on that. Are you serious? That is such a flop. Okay.
Nobody more passionate in the business than Scotty Kramer.
I guess. I
Not
don't
at
know.
all.
I mean, did that not look like a flop to you?
Well, it sounds like the fans agree with you, Scotty. They don't like it.
Maybe I need my glasses checked, but
I'm telling you, man, the most liked dude in the Netter Center at all times is the Flying Hawaiian.
here comes Jalen Moore. Passes to the inside to Cain.
Another steal.
Intercepted.
Taken away by Norris. Norris.
Slow it down. That's smart.
Raiders want to slow it down here. Norris passes to Trey Calvin on the right wing.
Good
Over
pass.
to Holden. Holden shot from the mid-range. Yes!
Tied game here in the Nutter Center with 5 left to go. Tanner Holden.
And this is what it's all about. 2 teams fighting for a Horizon League championship. We're tied with 5 to go.
And here comes the crowd getting involved in the game.
Tanner Holden pumps him up. Crowd on their feet.
Another
at the Nutter
turnover
Center.
here.
Tanner Holden.
Tanner Holden.
Yes!
Got it. It's easy. It's easy. Tanner Holden.
Raiders have the lead.
Basile with 15.
Holden
Trey
gets
Calvin
them on
with
their feet
17.
again.
Tanner
Timeout.
Holden, 17 points. Wright State with the lead, 63-61.
And Tanner Holden, I don't know if I've seen Tanner this fired up all year. Back-to-back possessions. He's getting this crowd pumped up. And when Campy calls the timeout, Tanner looks up to the sky and lets out a roar that Rowdy would be proud of.
So Ray Lewis-esque roar right there.
And Tanner's a pretty Tanner's a pretty quiet guy. You don't see him get this fired up very often.
He deserves it, man. 17 points, tying with Trey Calvin. This big three's been crazy.
This big three's really stepped up tonight when they needed to.
Wright State 63, Oakland 61, 4:34 to go in the game. Calvin has 17, Holden has 17, Basile has 15, Norris with 6, Finke with 5, Wellage with 3, and for Oakland. Lampman has 16, Cain has 11, Townsend has 10, Parrish with 7, Moore with 9, Price with 3, Parker with 3, and Conway with 2.
This game is going to go down to the wire.
It is, and we've said it as the year's gone on. Wright State's biggest problem is consistency. But when the big three plays like this, I don't care who you're playing. The big three plays like this team's got as good a shot as anyone to win it all.
Definitely. Trey Calvin had that monstrous first half with 15 points, and now it's been the Grant Basile, Tanner Holden show now. That's exactly what we expected. Grant Basile has typically had a great second half to every game this season, and Tanner Holden, he's an all-around player. He can get it done all the time. We've seen him get 2-and-1 opportunities in this game. Great layups by him as well, mid-range jumpers. He's been on fire in the second half.
And what a treat we've had here in the last couple weeks at the Netter Center. Last weekend we got Cleveland State. This weekend we get Detroit and Oakland. Next weekend we're going to get Northern Kentucky on Super Bowl Sunday.
3 consecutive weekends with big matchups here at the Nut House.
Huge matchups.
Teams returning to the court. For Wright State, it's Calvin, it's Norris, it's Holden, it's Basili, it's Finke. Oakland has yet to return to the floor.
And Finke only 5 points tonight. Not going to talk about his offense a ton, but we weren't sure going into this game who was going to be able to defend Jamal Cain. Tim Finke not only has defended Jamal Cain, he shut him down.
I mean, yeah, shutting him down to 11 points. Most of those points come from the second half. Here comes a standing
Look
ovation.
at Holden getting them fired up again.
Looking to get the crowd involved in this one, and this is the perfect time to get them involved with 4.5 minutes left. Wright State has a 2-point lead.
And we're going to have Parrish, Moore, Kane, Townsend, and Blake Lampman on the floor for Oakland.
And the clock never started.
You have to redo that play.
That's such an underwhelming way to start a huge moment in a game.
Yeah, right.
Coming out of a timeout, the music's blasting.
Everyone's just standing up
Everyone's
like,
hyped,
what?
and then the clock forgets to start.
Whoops.
Nice, Ron.
It's all right.
Nice, Ron. Come
How
on.
about this, guys? Detroit Mercy, NKU tied at 55 with 6 minutes to go.
Crowd
That's a
on
good game as well.
Crowd on their feet at the Nether Center. Here we go.
That's
Jalen
brutal.
Moore gives it over to Parrish.
We're just gonna keep- we're
Parker
gonna keep-
Testa running on fumes, folks.
We're gonna keep chugging. Let's go.
Townsend with the basketball here, and that's going to be a defensive foul on Grant Basili. His 3rd foul. We're going to see Trey Townsend go to the line.
The bench was not happy about that one. They got up and they let out a Tanner Holden roar.
That's Wright State's 8th foul here in the half.
Parker Testa, folks. Beginning stages of laryngitis over there.
Scott Nagy screaming at the officials right now. He's got to be careful because
He doesn't want to get too involved in this.
with these kind of things, it's a ticking time bomb for officials, and they've heard a lot of noise from Scott Nagy tonight.
Understandably, though, they've called a lot of questionable calls here on the court.
But I think Nagy might have won that argument. They're going to look at it.
Yeah, they're going to review it now.
Oh, what a big shot by Antoine Davis. Detroit took the lead.
What's he sitting at right now? What is his stats?
15.
15?
And he had 15 here at the Nutter Center last night.
Well, the big difference is he's shooting 50%. They're just triple teaming him every time he touches the ball.
Understandably, though.
But a guy that's been big tonight, we saw him last night, Parker. He was big for the Titans last night. DJ Harvey, he got another start tonight, and he's got another 14 points.
Sitting pretty.
I think Mike Davis might have found himself a guard.
Looks like nothing's going to change after that review. We're still going to see Trey Townsend at the line. Oakland is down by 2.
Looks like Nagy didn't win his argument.
He let out a little bit of testosterone, you know. He's just got,
And here come all the boos from the Netter Center. First free throw good from Townsend. Wright State leads at 63-62. One more Oakland free throw coming.
I don't think I
4:17
ever
to go.
see Scott Nagy with a big smile on his face unless Wright State's up by 20.
Apparently the team tells us he's the funniest dude in the planet when you don't see him.
Yeah.
Second free throw off the mark.
Folks, that's what we refer to as ball don't lie.
Keaton Norris with the basketball here gives it over to Trey Calvin.
I don't need your disapproval, Parker.
Trey Calvin, he
Calvin
pump fakes
thought
and he
about a
passes
three.
to the inside.
Basili tries to take it himself. It's just going to be out of bounds off of Oakland.
It's lucky that it's staying with Wright State. Grant should have found Tim Finke in the corner there. I think he had a great look.
Probably would have hit it too. That's his shot.
Trey Calvin with the inbound. Going back to Calvin.
Right back
Trey
to Calvin.
That
Trey
one
got it.
is good. A double shot.
And Calvin didn't know that pass was coming. He kind of palmed it,
Yeah.
put it up, and got the roll.
He
Raiders
got it,
by
shot
3.
it, made it.
Crowd on their feet at the Nutter Center.
What a game we've had tonight.
Dale Moore gives it over.
I think that was another travel.
65-62, Wright State. 3:35 to go.
Lampman, that one's no good. He's cooling off. Rebound for Oakland, though.
And
the
King
one for
walked.
Jamal King.
Offensive foul.
He walked
He
before
walked?
the bucket.
No way.
That brings us to the under 4 media timeout, folks. Wright State 65, Oakland 62. We're having a lot of fun tonight. Don't go anywhere on WWSU 106.9.
This is Wright State Raider basketball on WWSU 106.9 FM, your home for Raider sports.
It is Wright State Raider basketball, and they lead 65-62 with 3:31 to go here at the Irvin J. Nutter Center. I'm Parker Testa, joined here by Scotty Kramer and Shea, Neal. And over the last 10 minutes, guys, it has been a blast, and what an atmosphere.
What a game it has been, man.
Let's be real here, gentlemen. For 36 and a half minutes, it's been a blast here tonight.
Ever since about midway through that first half, it has been a true ball game. Wright State is now up by 3 points with the basketball.
65-62, Finke to inbound here to Calvin.
I fear for my safety on the drive home because not only are the roads kind of iffy, I'm also starting to get a headache.
And you also got to drive me home, too, so just remember that. Trey Calvin with the basketball here for the Raiders. 3:25 left to go.
Calvin moving towards the top of the key.
Let's not start this. Finke.
We're already doing it, boys. Across the court pass.
Norris for three.
Keaton Norris for three. 68-62.
I'll allow that one because it was cool.
Wright State up by 6 points, 3 minutes left to go.
What a big shot from the freshman.
Keaton Norris now has 9 points so far on the night.
I think he's 3 of 3, isn't he?
He is 3 for 3 on the arc. Here's
is
Townsend. Over to Lampman.
Student section getting loud. Kane turns it over. Raider basketball.
Wright State stepping up on the defensive side, and man, Keaton Norris on that three. What a great momentum push for the Raiders.
I got to double check the game logs from this year, but I'd be willing to bet this was Jamal Kane's worst game of the year.
And Oakland coming apart at the seams here.
Honestly, I would say it'd be the 3 fouls at the beginning of the game to blame.
We're going to see Holden to inbound, gets it in to Finke, full court press on for Oakland.
And it worked a little bit in the first half. Raiders had a couple turnovers against this press.
Norris, double team comes, gets it to Calvin, gets it across the half court line.
Here comes Calvin.
Floater. No, rebound goes to Kane.
Jamal Kane
Guys,
with his 9th rebound.
He had maybe his worst game of the year, and he's still walking away with a double-double.
Here comes Lampman for three. Lampman's going to rip it. That's way too much. Vasily with the rebound. Goes over to Holden.
Here comes Tanner, wanting to go the distance. Now slows down. Now backs down more.
He's looking for something. He's looking to pass. He gives it over to Finke.
I see Norris on the right wing. I'd let him take another one, and that's a foul inside on Kane.
He now has 4. He's got to watch himself with 2 minutes left. We might see him foul out tonight.
2:09 to go.
Oh, they're going to call it on Parrish, so Parrish is the one with 4, not Kane.
3 players for Oakland have 3 or more fouls. We're going to see Tanner Holden at the line. He has 17 points.
Gentlemen, whatever happens tonight and whatever happens the rest of this season, this Oakland team is going to be good for years to come.
First free throw is up and good.
They are built very strong, and they are very young.
Kane has 3 fouls. Parrish has 4 fouls. Townsend with 3 fouls.
Tanner Holden.
Basili and Finke both with 3 fouls for Wright State.
Second free throw attempt is up, and that one's good as well. Tanner Holden, 19 points so far.
Wright State up by 8.
And here comes the crowd.
After going 0-2 against Cleveland State and losing to NKU on the road, Wright State really needed to beat a contender to get back into the championship conversation. They're 2 minutes away from a huge win.
And that's going to be a reach-in foul on Wright State. I believe they're going to call that on either Trey Calvin or Tanner Holden.
And it's on Holden.
Tanner Holden with a second foul this game, minute 52 left to go.
We talked about how Tanner Holden's a complete player. He can score, he can defend, he can rebound, all that stuff. Something that we don't talk about as much that I think is a very big value to this team. He's never in foul trouble.
For how physical he plays too, it's very surprising. But he's a great all-around player. And here is Jalen Moore on the line.
No good.
No good.
One of the few weaknesses Jalen Moore has, he's not the best free throw shooter. And Raider basketball, and that's a foul on Oakland.
And Parrish is fouled out.
Parrish his night is done.
And the Raider bench waves goodbye.
7 points, 3 for 8 shooting, 11 rebounds for Parrish, add on 2 assists, and he's done.
Trey Calvin's going to go to the line here.
And we're going to see.
Look at the student section waving bye to Micah Parrish. He's 19. Would you be nice?
We're going to see Osei Price check in for Parrish as Parrish's night is done here with 1:45 to go.
Trey Calvin's going to be at the free throw line tonight. He's 19 points on the night, 2 for 2 at the free throw line.
Gentlemen, I might be messing with a good thing here, but you know who I'd put in here with a minute 45 to go?
James Manns.
Let's put this thing on ice.
James Manns is the game sealer, as we've seen in the past.
And I was speaking with Chris Collins before tonight's game, And I asked him that very question, and Chris said he's worried about his defensive liabilities. But offensively, if you need a spark, Mans is the guy.
I definitely agree. Trey Calvin, 21 points on the night. Here comes a three from Price.
And
that one's no good.
Parker, like we mentioned last night,
no good as well. Rebound going to Basili.
the best way to improve on defense is reps.
And the crowd's getting loud. A minute and a half left. Wright State up by 10. They've had a great second half of basketball.
72-62. Holden in the corner. Holden should have taken the three there, but he doesn't.
Now let's just burn some time.
I was about to say, they were wanting to run that clock down a little bit.
Finke
How about a dagger?
Over to Calvin.
If anyone's going to do it, it's going to be Norris or Calvin.
Who wants to put it away?
Holden falls down, gets it to Finke. Finke right at the bucket. Gets it to Norris, out of bounds, and the Raiders turn it over.
Oh, no.
Take a sip over there, bud.
We're gonna keep fighting.
Jeez.
You want to give him that water, Shea?
This is brutal. It sounds like he needs it more than I do.
Oakland basketball here. They're down by 10. 1 minute left to go. Can they make some magic happen?
It's flashback Friday to sophomore year of high school here in Parker Testa's world.
And there's a turnover. Here comes Trey Calvin.
Goes right to the bucket.
Easy all day. Trey Calvin, 23 points on the night.
Good night, Oakland.
See you later, Oakland. 12-point lead for the Raiders. Here comes a three from Moore. That one's an air ball.
Air ball. Layman for three. No. Rebound. Fought for, but there's a foul.
Kane drew the foul there.
It's going to be on 0-0 Grant Basili.
I'll tell you what, man. Jamal Kane might be the best rebounding 6'7" player I've ever seen.
This
guy's 3 inches shorter than any center he goes up against.
You almost saw him with that
out-rebounds them all.
tomahawk dunk, man. He has a great vertical, and his arm span is just so long. That's why he gets so many rebounds.
I was talking to Christian Peters about Jamal Kane last night, and I said, I'm trying to think of an NBA comparison for this guy. He's not quite as big as this guy, but his athleticism and strength reminds me a lot of Zion.
Kane's free throw, yes.
I see a little bit of it. Trey Calvin with the basketball here. Full court press by Oakland.
Fighting for it, gets it to Norris. Norris cross court. Over to Calvin, and the Raiders are going to slow it up
Finke in the corner. Can they get it to him?
Calvin, Norris, back to Calvin.
They're just going to be running this clock out, boys.
22 seconds to go. Calvin.
He's just running around that defense.
Look at him
Dribbles
dance.
around. Double team comes. 8 to shoot.
He's going to get to Finke.
Get it to Finke. Finke thought about a three. No.
Alley-oop!
Basili. No.
That was almost crazy, boys.
And on a play like that, you just got to hope that the entire crowd just held their breath, hoping that Grant's okay, but he is.
And Grant will go to the line.
You never want your star to take a hit like that late in the game.
Took a little slap. He's all good. Grant Basili with 15 points on the night. He's had a great second half. We got about 10 seconds left. Wright State's up by 10.
Guys, like we mentioned, they lost to NKU on the road. They lost twice to Cleveland State. There was a lot of people saying that Wright State couldn't hang with the elite teams in the Horizon League this year. This is a huge win to silence the doubters.
Second free throw is no good. Rebound going to Finke, though.
Good night, Oakland. And they're going to dribble it out, and the Raiders win it.
It's 75-64. Wright State winning this one. Trey Calvin, the leading scorer, followed by Tanner Holden and Grant Basili, both getting double-digit points in this game.
We're going to step away. It's the WSU Raider postgame show when we come back on WWSU 106.9 FM.
Raider Nation, the WSU Raider postgame show. It starts right now.
It is the WSU Raider post-game show.
You didn't sing with Paul, so I'm doing it here for you.
Well, we'll turn you off while you sing. Raiders win this one.
Get shut down, bro.
Raiders win this tonight, 75-64 off of 23 from Trey Calvin, 19 for Tanner Holden, and 16 for Grant Basili. Raiders were on fire in the second half and never looked back.
And in the words of Scotty Kramer in our fantasy football league, Oakland tonight got nay-nayed.
Hey, man, this was a tremendous game. I mean, the last 5 minutes for Wright State, absolutely killer. Trey Calvin had a tremendous night. Dropping the 15 in the first half, getting 8 in the second half. Tanner Holt and Grant Basile having a great second half as well. When you see those three guys get double-digit scoring, it's almost lights out. Wright State's going to win that game.
I'm glad you brought that up because I think this is going to be looked at as a huge coming-of-age game.
Thanks, man.
For Trey Calvin. Gentlemen, we've talked all year about how this is the Holden Basile show, and Calvin's more of a supporting cast member. But tonight, Trey Calvin was the best player on the court. Trey Calvin was a superstar, and Trey Calvin's the reason why this team wins tonight.
He shot over 50% tonight as well. He had 2 rebounds, 3 assists. He was 3 for 7 on the arc. Trey Calvin looked tremendous. We saw Keaton Norris go 3 from 3 on the arc. We didn't see him do way too much, but when he shot, he came in big.
Blake Lampman led the Golden Grizzlies with 16 points. Kane has 13. Townsend with 11. Parrish with 7. Jalen Moore had 9 tonight. And the storyline here is keeping those 3 guys, and that's Parrish, that's Kane, and that's Moore, all under 15 points.
Parrish fouling out. Jamal Kane getting 3 fouls in the first half early on. That definitely put a big difference into this game. Wright State able to step it up. But then that's when we saw Blake Lampman coming in the game. He looked lights out in that first half. But thankfully, Wright State was able to keep him contained, only let him get 1 3. Finished off 6 for 11. He was the most accurate shooter for this team. And he was 50% on the arc as well.
Gentlemen, we always talk about Holden and Basile, and they were great again tonight. But the 2 most important players on the floor were Trey Calvin on offense and Tim Finke on defense. How good was Tim Finke tonight?
You saw his vertical. He was sitting there swatting balls, causing turnovers. He did a tremendous job on the defensive side of the ball.
Tim Finke was a rock star tonight.
Wright State has 2 contests on the road this week. They will travel to Green Bay coming up on February 9th.
It's the Wisconsin trip.
That is Wednesday night, followed by a Friday night trip to visit the Milwaukee Panthers up in Milwaukee before coming home on Super Bowl Sunday at noon. Is it noon?
It's noon now.
It's at noon,
okay.
yeah.
It's so noon.
I hope Christian knows it's at noon now.
Northern Kentucky.
I'm about to say it's
Norris.
right there on the board.
We'll make sure to let them know that. But for Shea Neal to my left, for Scotty Kramer to my left, for Patrick Schmolstig and all his help tonight, I'm Parker Testa saying so long and go Raiders. We'll talk to you soon, folks. Raider up.